In Appium 2.0 architecture, there are four major components: Appium driver, Appium client libraries, and then your plugins and your Appium server. Now, what is this plugin? The plugins are nothing but the add-ons that we want to do in our food. Point to notice over here that client, Appium server, and the Appium driver are the three key aspects. The next thing that we are going to target is how to install Appium. Hello folks, this is Siddharth and welcome to our Appium 2.0 tutorial by Lambda Test. A little bit introduction about me. I work as an SDET. I love to write blogs and articles and papers on SDET DevOps side. And this video I am creating with the help of Lambda Test team. So thanks to them. Let's jump into the topics that we are going to cover today. We will start with Appium 2.0 architecture. It is very crucial to understand. Then we will go through how to install Node.js and NPM, right? Then we will move on to installing Appium 2.0. We will understand Appium plugins, drivers, and we will also try to run the Appium server and see how it is exactly looking on our setup. We will end with installing Android Studio, and I will also give you a little bit of preview on the frequently used commands from Appium side. Right? Stay tuned. Let's start, folks. Let's discuss about Appium 2.0 architecture. In Appium 2.0 architecture, there are four major components: Appium driver, Appium client libraries, and then your plugins and your Appium server. Out of these four, the top three would be Appium server, driver, and Appium client libraries. Now, why is that? Because your Appium server helps us to manage the communication between your client and driver. Drivers are specifically your platform specific for Appium iOS, Android, iOS. Appium client libraries are specific to your programming language, and plugins are nothing but some modularization or additional extension or functionality like reporting and image comparison. To help you better understand this, let me take an example of a restaurant, right? So in the restaurant manager, you can consider as an Appium server, and different food delivery app like Uber Eats, Swiggy, Zomato, right? Those apps you can consider as Appium client libraries, and the chef who is making the food, you can consider them as drivers, right? So now how it makes sense. So first you will place an order from the food app, that is Appium client libraries. Different type of language means, let's assume Java means your Swiggy, Python means your Uber Eats. That's your choice, right? From wherever or whichever app you want to use to place the order. Now then it will reach to the restaurant manager, that is Appium server. Now what the restaurant manager will make sure? He will read the order, right? Whatever order you have placed, and then he will redirect it by following a protocol, correct, to the right department, correct. So now once right department means it's reached to our drivers, which is our chef. So now we have non-vegetarian chef, we have vegetarian chef who cooks only vegetarian food, or maybe only there are chefs who cook only Italian food. So now what this restaurant manager will do, he will make sure that, okay, when the order comes, I will process it and follow the protocols to reach it towards the chef. Now once the chef received it, like Android, iOS, we have maybe Italian chef, we have Indian chef, right? We have Chinese chef. They will prepare the dish, right? When they prepare the dish, that usually means the driver will basically help us to perform the required action. Now what is this plugin? The plugins are nothing but the add-ons that we want to do in our food. Like you may want to tell them that I want more cheese or less cheese, or I don't want any some specific sauce, right? Or you don't want meat, or if you want meat, then maybe you are specific with chicken. So those are the plugins usually helps. Those are the additional plugins, right? That means add-ons or complementary things that you want to add on your menu. I hope this food app will not make you hungry, but you folks will be able to understand the Appium architecture. The next thing we are going to discuss about Appium architecture with and without plugins. So the first one that we are going to understand is Appium architecture without plugins. Okay. So now, as we have already discussed with the food app, our client libraries will place the order, right? And they will forward it to the Appium server. Now Appium server will then redirect your request to the respective platform, right? For Android, it will redirect it to Android drivers like your UI Automator, Espresso, right? And here, you can pay a little bit of attention over here that Espresso is kind of native one. UI Automator is kind of native hybrid web it will support, right? So Android, if it is an Android specific, then it will redirect to Android driver. If it is iOS specific, it will redirect to iOS driver, and that is 𝐒𝐢𝐝𝐻 test, right? So now once it is redirected, then it will be delivered to your respective mobile device, right? For example, we may use emulator, simulator, real device, whichever device we use, according to the driver, once it processes, it will reach to the particular device. So here the point to notice over here that client, Appium server and the Appium driver are the three key aspects, right? Now when we talk about with plugins, there will be just one additional thing get added, and that is the plugin part, which we have already understood. Those are the add-ons, right? Complementaries. So now when here what happens, the Appium drivers will also go through the, means there is a connection between your Appium drivers and Appium plugins, because on top of it, it will work, right? So if you want to add any additional thing, it will get added after your Appium drivers, right? So now here we have Appium drivers of all types, means your Android, iOS, everything is there, correct? Espresso, UI Automator 2, 𝐶UI test. So whatever we have learned without plugins, that is going to remain exactly same. Just an additional Appium plugins part will get added into it, right? So that if you have any customization requirement, you can easily integrate it with your Appium architecture, right? Let's move on to the next one, that is install Node.js and NPM. That is the prerequisite for us. So basically there are two ways you can set up Node and NPM. One is the website that I have given over here. And first I will take you through all the steps, then I will do it on my machine and show you as a demo. So there are two major ways. Install Node.js via official website. That's a pretty easy one. Or you can go and use Homebrew for it. Okay, if you don't have Homebrew, you can use this command to install Homebrew, which is pretty simple, and then you can install Node.js. To verify the installation, you can use node-v and npm-v. So there are two ways you can use to basically install, right? So now the node-v, node npm-v screenshots also I have provided for easy reference. Okay, folks. Once your node and npm is installed, the next thing that we are going to target is how to install Appium, correct? So the easiest command is npm install -g Appium, and once you hit this command, it hardly takes 2 to 3 minutes to install it, and then you can verify it by using Appium-v. Both the commands I have executed provided the screenshots for reference. Don't worry, after the completion of slides, I will take you to the demo and show you how exactly it can be done over the command line. Then we will look into the Appium plugins part, right? So Appium plugin, to install that, you can use Appium plugin install source npm plugin, Appium wait plugin, you can see in the last. And some of the plugin commands I have also given over here, so that when you freshly install Appium, you may try to play around with those commands like Appium plugin list, install, uninstall, run. All those are the most used commands related to Appium plugins. The next topic that we are going to discuss about the Appium drivers, which is pretty important. And here, if you have seen the last one, installation example, you can install it by using command Appium driver install UI Automator 2, which is an Android driver, right? So there are different drivers, as we have already discussed: Espresso, UI Automator 2, 𝐒𝐢𝐝𝐻 test, Android driver. There are a lot of them, and there are some driver specific commands like list, install, uninstall, update, which I have given over here, so that you can refer it, right? We will try to go through some of them during our demo. Once your driver installation is done, what we will do, we will try to run the Appium, and that is superbly easy. Just go to your terminal or command prompt and type Appium. Done. It will be kind of start running, right? So it's pretty easy. Then we will discuss about the install Android Studio. This is pretty important, folks, because without Android Studio you cannot set up your emulator, right, which you are going to do. So for Android Studio, your prerequisite is your Java. If you don't have Java in your machine, please use this OpenJDK link and download it, set it up. To verify, use Java version. After that, there is the official website which I am going to show you in the demo part of Android Studio, where you can go and download the Android Studio and SDK setup, and to verify it, the command that we are going to use is ADB version. I'm going to show you this, okay? Don't worry, folks, on this part. Now, this is a frequently used command sheet I have given. This is just for reference, right? Just to help you when you are trying to go through the installation process, right? Now let's jump into the demo part, and I will show you some of the whatever we have learned now. I will show you in the command line. We are here in the terminal, right? And we will start with the npm node. So you can follow the steps that we have been discussed to install Node and Appium. I'm just showing you the version I have. So Node I have version 18 and NPM I have version this one. So that means Node and NPM are already installed on my machine. If you want to check the website, then this is the website to download Node, right? Node.js.en, which I've already given, or you can use the brew installation part to set it up. Once your Node and NPM is installed, what is our next target? That is, our target is to install the Appium. So the command that we are going to use is npm install -g Appium. Once you hit this one, press on enter. It will some time to install the Appium, but not a lot. So once this installation is completed, what we are going to do, we are going to try Appium-v, right? This Appium-v will basically help us to understand the Appium has been successfully installed or not. See, 2.17.1. So the Appium is successfully installed. Is installed, what we are going to do, we are going to install the Android driver UI Automator 2. For this, which command we are going to use? Appium driver install UI Automator 2. A driver named UI Automator already installed. Did you mean update? So see, as I have already installed it, I just want to show you that how you can what error basically you will get once this API Automator is already installed. You will get something like this, okay? So after this you will get, if you remember, I have shown you some of the commands, right? If you want to update it, you can update it with Appium driver update, okay? You can name like which driver you want to update now, correct? So for example, UI Automator 2. See, it will basically, if it is already installed, it will tell you that, okay, this one is already installed. Do you want to update? If yes, then hit the command, right? And if you want to know that what are the drivers that are already installed, then you can just simply type driver list -- installed, okay? And it will definitely give you the drivers that has been installed. That is, if you can see UI Automator, right? So you can uninstall this one also, okay? If I want, I can uninstall this one, driver uninstall UI Automator 2, okay? So it will basically uninstall the driver. Just to show you this entire process, I have just already installed it, so that if you get this error, no need to panic, just install it and install. If you're setting up fresh, then I'm pretty sure it is not there on your machine, okay? So once this uninstallation is completed, we can just hit the command again like Appium driver install UI Automator 2, right? So that it will quickly install it. So I'm using just upper arrow driver install UI Automator 2. See, now it is installing. Our UI Automator driver is installed. Now what we are going to do, I'm going to show you how to install a plugin, and we are going to install element weight plugin, which I have shown you on my slide before. So let's hit the command Appium plugin install source npm plugin weight plugin, right? So it is installing the Appium weight plugin. Yes, it is successfully installed. It's pretty quick. Then you can hit this command also, Appium plugin list. Basically it will try to list the plugins that we have, which which of them are already installed. You can see it over here, right? Element weight. And if you want to install the images, the same process you can follow and install it, right? So now we have Appium plugin as element wet, and we have Appium driver as UI automator 2. Those are the commands which I have already given you in the sheet, right? So now we have installed Appium, we have installed plugin, we have installed driver. Let's try to run the Appium. How we can run the Appium server? Just by hitting Appium command over here. See, if you notice, my Appium server is up and running now, right? So now we have successfully installed Appium driver plugin, started the Appium server 2. Now we are going to try the Android Studio kit. We are trying to install that, which I have already given the link. So this is the link which you can use to download the Android Studio, and then just follow the steps to install it. Just double click on it if you have Windows, drag and drop if you have Mac, and it will be installed. So once you install it, you should be able to see something like this, Android Studio. If you notice over here, just double click on it. Okay, it will open something like this, right? And it has some more actions for SDK manager, virtual device manager. We are going to use this to create emulator in our next session, right? So once your Android Studio is installed, you can open and check it like this, or you can go to your terminal and you can use ADB version. It is going to give you the information too, right? So we have almost covered all the topics here, right? On installation, running the Appium server, and also setting up the Android Studio kit. You folks have liked the session, and you have I hope that you will be able to successfully set it up on your local machine. If you have any doubts, don't hesitate, put it in the comment section and I will address them. Okay, and thanks to Lambda Test for supporting us in creating this session. And if you want to learn more, you can follow those links, right? Till then, take care. Bye bye folks. Let's meet in our next session.